Hi, welcome to Indoor World Melechet Yad. I'm Julia, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the Lina lanterns. What you're going to need for this project is first some newspaper or paper towels to cover your workspace, then your air dry clay in whatever color you want. You'll also need a can. Preferably the small size will be easiest, but if you don't have a smaller size, you can use whatever size can you have available and just cut it down to be the height you want. Then you'll need tools for cutting and shaping the clay. You'll need a small pair of scissors and then something like a paper clip or a plastic knife to help cut out the shapes in your lantern. At the end, you'll need your LED tea light to complete the look of the finished lantern. To start, you want to take your primary color clay out of its package. This is the color that you want to be the base of your lantern, the main color. And you're going to want to flatten it out and stretch it out. You can mostly just use your hands. You just want it to be a little bit thinner than it comes in the package and a bit wider and longer, so it'll go all the way around the can to make your lantern shape. If you want to help rolling it out, you can try using the can itself if you want to try to make it more even like this. But it doesn't matter, you can just use your hands. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. So you'll just want it to be stretched out a bit so you can fit it. And if it comes apart like that, you can just smush it right back together. It's very easy to work with. It'll just go right back together. So once you've got your clay mostly stretched out, see again, if it comes apart, just smush it back together. Then you're gonna roll it around the lantern, around the can to make the lantern. And where they meet, you'll want to use your scissors to cut off the excess clay so they just meet nicely together. Then before connecting them together, you're going to want to trim the ends so that they just meet the tops and bottom of the can so that you've got an even edge. So you can just line up your scissors with the top of the can and cut all the way around so that you get a nice straight edge so it'll be able to stand evenly and so the lid will go on nicely. So there's one end, and then you go and do the same thing for the other side. You just line up your scissors with the edge of the can and cut all the way around so that you have a nice even edge. Then, once you've got your edges, you'll want to remove it from the can. It's okay if they've stuck together a bit. You can just cut it open or just tear it off. It doesn't matter. You just want to get it off the can. See, great. Now you can put the edges back together, and to connect them, you just smush them together, and you can smooth out the line with your fingers. You can do the inside and the outside so that it looks like one piece. You just smush it together. So now you've got the body of your lantern, and the next step, you want to put back together the rest of your clay. You can just mush it into a ball, and you'll want to flatten it out again, because now you're going to make the bottom of the lantern. So you want to have it big enough to fit the bottom of the can, because you know that's the size your lantern is, so that's the size you need to make the bottom. Once you've got that mostly flattened out, you can place the can on and press it in so that it makes an imprint in the size you need. Then you can use your scissors and cut around it so that you get your circle with the right shape, with the right size to fit the bottom of your lantern. And you can set the excess clay aside for now. You'll use it later in making the lid, but for now, that's all you need. So now you have the bottom and you've got your lantern. So you want to put it on the bottom, and to connect them, again, you just squish them together. You can pinch it on the outside and then use your finger on the inside to just to provide a base for your pressure as you press it together, and just smooth it so you don't have a clear line and so it stays together. You just go around and around, pinching it together, smoothing it out a bit so that your base stays connected to the body of the lantern. You just keep going around until you've connected the entire lantern to the base. And if it doesn't all go correctly, you can go back over it and smooth it together. This clay is very easy to work with. It just mushes together, and you can fix anything you don't like by just smushing it away with your finger. You just draw your fingers over it and the lines disappear. Okay, now once you've got the base of your lantern, so now you have the bottom and the walls. Now comes the fun part where you get to decorate the walls. So you want to be able to cut out pieces from the walls so that your light will shine through the lantern. You can see on this one, I've cut out letters, red and camp, and then when you put the candle inside, the light will shine out through those holes. So you can draw whatever you want on it. You can write letters, you can write camp, you can write your Ada, you can write your name, you can do shapes, pictures, whatever you want. You can start with the scissors if you want, but I found it easier to take the end of a paper clip and fold it out and then poke it in to create your starting point, and then just drag it along a bit so you have somewhere for your scissor to go in. And then if you want, say, okay, look, here I'm making a bigger cut and I'm gonna make a triangle cut out here. And then even if you're having trouble a little bit at the end, you just snip it off. And if it's not totally even, you can again just slide your finger right over the edges and smooth it out. So you can take the end of the paper clip and just stick it into the clay and make a little hole for your scissor to go into. And then you take the scissor and you can cut a little bit and make